everybody, it's Talia. I have been promising this house tour forever, and I'm so sorry, it's just now coming to you guys. We've been living in this house for about a year and a half now, and I've been saying that I'm going to show it to you since we moved in, and I haven't. I'm so sorry. We've been doing so many fun renovations ourselves. I have before and after pictures to show you, and this will just be the one big house tour, and then I will go room by room and kind of go more in depth in some other videos and show you what we did and kind of go into more detail about how we saved money. And we did most all the projects ourselves, so that means they're not great, but they're okay. And we just had so much fun, and it's just custom and great and cute. I love my house. So yes, I'm claiming we live in a tiny house, and for those tiny house snobs that are like, oh, you have to live in 125 square feet to be considered a small house, or it has to be under 300 feet to be considered a tiny house. Well, that's great, but if you're one person living all by yourself. But my husband and I have 3 kids, a 3-month-old, a 2.5-year-old, and then my sister who lives with us, who we adopted, she is 17. And so all 5 of us are living in this small house. So it's 850 square feet. So if you divide that by 5, it's like we each get 170 square feet, which is well within the tiny house range. So if you think of it like that, it technically is a tiny house. Just to give you a brief history of how we got to this house, my husband and I were both working. He was a teacher and I was in school administration. We were making decent money and able to afford a nice big house, and we had purchased it when we first got married, and we loved it. It was about 1700 square feet, and it had a garage. That's not including, the garage. And so we were doing good. We're like, all right, this is great, totally fun family house. But then when my son came along, and I'm thinking I could just go right back to work, being a mom and actually having my son totally changed me, and I realized I cannot go back to work. I want to raise my son. I want to be the one there for him. And then at the same time, a bunch of family things were going on, and we were given custody of my sister who's special needs. So I quit my job after 3 months after my son was born, and I stayed home with my sister and my son, and it's been great. And I've since had another child. In order, however, though, for me to stay home as a mom with my kids on my husband's salary, and he's a teacher, remember, it's pretty small, we live in Southern California, things are expensive, we ended up having to sell our bigger house, and we moved into this small 850 square foot home. The house is 100 years old, was in need of repair, but we were able to get it for a super low price. Not only is the rent cheaper, but the power is cheaper, everything. And then on top of it, we've been able to simplify our lives. It was never my goal or my dream to end up in a small house, but now that I'm here, it's a total dream house, and I absolutely love it. So I initially wanted to show you guys the house, doing a traditional tour, just like setting up the camera and then talking about it and taking you around, but it did not work. With 2 kids, it was just chaotic because I can't do the tour when they're asleep because they both sleep in separate rooms for their naps. So that's half the house, so I can't show you that. But yet when they're awake, they're both like, nah, and I thought I could make it work, and it didn't. And I love being a mom, but the only times I really find I get like frustrated with my kids is when I'm trying to do too much, and it was too much. So I'll show you a quick clip of it.
I have a porch. I love it. It's the best. Oh wait, where are you going?
Oh no. Hey. No. Look, I got M&M's for you. Hey, no. Hey, don't touch it. Come. I don't remember the exact amount, but it was about 150 bucks. And we solved the problem of the door opening and closing. Just with the flow of the traffic. Hey, Art. Oh, why are you so sad? Why are you so sad?
Keep going. No, don't touch it.
Be happy. Harvey, don't touch. The tub is just draining under the house. Don't touch.
Where are you going? No.
Don't be sad. Oh, with you, girl.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Come here. Come with Mama. Say hi. Oh, no. Don't touch it. Hey, come.
Tiny. Oh, what's wrong, baby girl? There you go. M&M's. You'll get more. Okay. What are you doing, Harvey? Don't touch it.
Where are you going?
Now, was that a house tour or was that a commercial for abstinence? I don't even know when I made it. But I was like, oh boy, this is way too much. So there wasn't a whole lot of touring or house showing going on. So I went ahead and I just took pictures of everything, and I'm just gonna dub over and show you the pictures like that. All right, so without further ado, here's the tour of our tiny house. Okay, so I'm going to start at the far end of the property. So yes, our tiny house is on property. We have lots of trees, which is fun. And as you can see, no one in the cul-de-sac behind us. Now this is a shed that we bought and it's built out of recycled materials. And our plan is to actually turn this into another tiny house on our property. So that'll be a fun project. That is us putting it in. It was really low cost and we're going to try to fix it up for cheap. Trampoline, because you have to have a trampoline. Why not? Here's coming up to the house. As you can see, a lot of our property is hillside, which makes it nice and private. And here is coming in from the driveway to our house. As you can see, the frame of the house is very small. We did have to build retaining walls to keep the mountains at bay in our backyard because, like I said, we do have a lot of hillside in our yard. There is the footing that we laid for a little eating area that we built outside that I'll show you in a moment. And here is another retaining wall that we built in the back of the house. We had to put in sprinklers. We had to level the back. There's my husband and my son in the tractor. So there is a shot of the backyard done after we put in grass and built that little back patio area. And we love it. And as you can see, there's mountains. We have no immediate neighbors. Not only do we have hills, but we're kind of up on a hill, so it's great. And this nice sized backyard and front yard really helps make the house feel bigger than it actually is. This is a picture of the greenhouse that we built out of recycled windows. It's not done yet, so I'm not going to show it to you in detail. And then that is a picture of the screened in porch that we did, and that's where we eat most of our meals because the house is a little too small to eat indoors. So there's an indoor shot of the back patio, and we finished it off pretty much with fabric and an old fence for the roof. Here's a better shot of the roof. And it's literally our neighbor's fence fell over and he was going to throw it away, so we built a little roof over the patio. So totally recycled materials. Here is a shot of the house from the street. So as you can see, we are up on a hill, which is great. And the house totally looks like the grandma from the C's candy store lives there. But nope, it's us. So we've got a lot of trees and stuff which help keep it shady and the heat down. There's my son on our porch. I absolutely love our porch. It's probably my favorite part about the house. It's very uncommon in Southern California to find a porch. Again, the porch, in addition to the yard, also helps the house just feel so much bigger. So here's the front door as we're going in. And now I'm going to start with the before picture of the front. So this was before. We had really old carpet, but still nice windows. And there was a wall separating the kitchen from the front room. And here's the shot once we ripped out the wall, ripped out the carpet, we put up a structural support beam so that the house would feel more open and have a better flow to it and not be so cramped in, because that's one thing. When you have a small house, you need to really use the space well, and you don't want a wall that doesn't have to be there. Plus, I love the look of the beam and the wood floors. Here's the after picture. Now we've got a lot of stuff in there, and yes, we have a tiny house and a piano, but we make it work. My husband's a great musician, and I wouldn't trade that spot or that place for anything because I love hearing him play. So we were able to fit a large sectional couch, and instead of a TV, if you can see up at the top of the picture, we actually have a projector, so it makes it fun for entertaining, and we only watch it in the evenings because of all the light in the room. You can't really use it during the day, so it actually works. So the screen comes down from the ceiling there. If you can see above the picture from the Eiffel Tower, the projector screen shoots down. So again, we can play video games and have fun with friends, and we're not tempted to just spend all of our time on the TV. So there's a picture of the kitchen before, and there's a picture of the kitchen afterwards. So we put slate floors, wood countertops. We had to get new appliances, and we just used the or we used the old cabinets that were there and then replaced it. So again, there's a picture before of the kitchen, and with the old appliances that were broken, the old cabinets, we used the same cabinets, got new appliances, changed the countertops, and added an extra window and tore down that wall. It makes it feel so much bigger and so much nicer. There's a picture of our laundry room and pantry room, very small. That's the picture before. We found mold, so we ended up having to rip out a lot of the walls and the floor and redo it because the joists were weak. The house is on a raised foundation, so we ended up having to rip it out. And in there it is now, not too much nicer, it's more just a utility room, but that is our washer and dryer combo stack. So yes, in our tiny house, we can fit our washer and our dryer, which is amazing, and very few people that live in a tiny house can say that. So again, a tiny house with a twist of practicality, that's what we like to call it. Okay, and this is the door leading into the bathroom, and the bathroom is my favorite part of the house. You'll get to see in a minute. We ended up having to do more to the bathroom than we did any other room of the house because there was so much water damage from before. Also, the bathroom is so small, as well as the hallway. So we ended up ripping out the door that would swing open and closed with a sliding door that we built ourselves. I saw this online and they were going for about $1,000, these old sliding barn doors. So what my husband and I did is went to Home Depot and bought brand new shiplap wood, and I just destroyed it. I beat it with hammers, beat it with nails, made it look distressed. I actually flipped them over upside down and ran over them, stained them, and then my husband bought a garage door decoration kit and decorated it, put wheels on it, and now it's our door, and it's great. And not only is it beautiful, but it allows you to open and close the bathroom while being in the bathroom and not having to like stand on top of the toilet just to get the door closed. Okay, here's a shot of the bathroom before. We had to rip out the floor, we had to rip out some of the walls, we had to replace the joisting, do new piping, the whole bit. So it was a lot of work, but because the bathroom is so small, we were able to use nice materials. So there it is, all done. I wanted it to look like Indiana Jones might just use that restroom. We used the same wood for the doors we did for the ceilings, and the shower actually comes from the ceiling. So it's super fancy. So I totally feel like I'm in like a little day spa when I use my restroom. So even though it's small, it's really nice and really relaxing and practical. So love it. So here's my husband and I's room, and as you can see, we do have a bassinet. So my daughter is currently still in our room since she's so young, but we actually have the smaller of the two rooms. But again, because we have those French doors opening up to the backyard and nice big windows, it doesn't feel that small. Okay, and here is the kids' room, and this is where we had to get really creative because we do have 3 kids in this room. I mean, technically my daughter is still in the bassinet in our room, but we have been able to fit a a full-size bunk bed for my sister, a baby crib for my daughter, and a little toddler bed for my son. My son and daughter share one dresser, and then my sister shares the other. Again, the windows help a lot, and we've just had to be really creative. So we bought that loft bunk bed in order to fit a couple things underneath the bed. And then we also took out the closet doors in both bedrooms in the house and put in curtains because that helped a lot too. So here's a shot from the other side of the room. So as you can see, since my daughter's not in the crib, we are using it temporarily as storage, but we have the dirty clothes hampers and any toys behind the crib, and we just have to get real creative and use everything as storage that can be used as storage. So I hope you guys liked the tour. We have absolutely loved it. It's been so good for us. The frugality and necessity of trying to save money has really brought about a lot of fun adventures and creativity is absolutely essential, and it's been really fun, and we've just been so happy. And I know that I'm gonna look back on these years, even though there's like, you know, holes in our socks and stuff, I'm gonna look back and just be so happy that I was able to spend the time with my kids. And I am pretty confident that we can have one more kid in this house. And then you really get creative, but I've seen some awesome stuff. I mean, literally hanging hammocks from the ceiling and everything, and we'll do it. We'll do whatever it takes. That doesn't mean we can't continue to grow just because we live in a small environment. So we're not gonna let that stop us, or finances stop us from having the size family that we want. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be doing room by room tours shortly. So thanks so much. Bye. My beans are boiling over.